What's up? Yes, right? Wow. Wow. Whoa. Didn't I say it was when something's rising, like Bob Barker, he's got that guy from the Netherlands going towards the top, and if you miss the price, yeah, so it's going towards the top and you're guessing the wrong number, and you knew it was a 22. Right, because your presumption on something being at a certain point was already over the realm, and because even if it was good, it wasn't super good where everybody took the leap thinking it was going to be way, you know what I'm saying? Like a product you buy in the store. Is that a lot? I have no idea. It's not okay. Unless we were back in 1910. I know that's why you got to jump, take a big jump back right now. Holy shit, the best time in the world. Oh my god, I can't believe I said that. That's why I said it. Time to jump in and out. This is your time. You said it just yesterday. Wow, it came so fast for you. In and out. Boom, boom. Grab another four. Oh, but that can I tell you something? Okay, but let me explain to you just this one little piece why I say it. Right? How much is four by four? How much is 400 by four? Oh, it is that much. Oh, okay. Because I was saying that I'd say get another 400. It costs 16. You keep that 3 weeks, and you get out and you make back 20 cents. And okay, so then by telling me this is actually what you're doing is this is like a daily update of what happened today, which is actually what it is. And I have to look at my phone to take a look for you. Right. Well, look what happened. Look what happens to everything. This is part of the upswing. This is the downswing of the part of the upswing. This is where the strength comes in. So listen. I'm going to be doing like a live in like 2 seconds. I'm going to have to get off, right? But I can assure you, check at the number of that was exchanged today. I'm going to take a look at that. I want to see. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. I'm going to give you that in a minute because I started my thing. So you can't be heard, but I can say certain words that I hold on. So let me do this. Just let me check this out. I'll tell you in a minute. First of all, it's 12:35. That's number one. Okay, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at that. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, yeah, this is just perfect. In fact, I was studying this yesterday, this exact situation I was looking at yesterday. Okay, this is very crucial, very, very crucial because of what happened in August and January. January was lower than August. This come down. If this goes back up and supports 450, 60, then you're good. I mean, on these numbers. I mean, I don't know what game you play in. So, hello. Yeah, yeah. I was away from the phone. I couldn't hear anything you said. That's why. Oh, it's going one of two ways. And no, it's because the depth of January's fall is below what happened in August, and I don't know the string of it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's a string, sometimes there's droops. The last one went really low down for what reason I don't know. So this one here, if it does any slow grimping on the up, it's going to keep going. But I have to go. I gotta go. I'll call you back. Ciao. Yeah. So this is one of my friends who calls me to tell me um, about his always his little things that he does or he should have done or he could have done or he's done and he's looking at it. Should he do it? Should he change? Should he buy? Should he sell? So he always likes my opinion on things because of the numbers. He likes to know the algorithm. So I read to him the algorithm of what it is. And that's why I didn't care if I was on because I knew what you know what I'm saying? I just, you can sort of notice when something is working robotically or is working honest, more or less, towards like when somebody's putting out like a pricing, what system are they using, right? Oh, well, everybody's using the same pricing system. You know what I'm saying? So it's how we associate. If I'm in the housing business, we all get together and try to scheme up how they can scam all of us that rent. 12 people own over 1,000 of these in my area. They all get together and talk about it. You know that? It's the same thing in the center city, all owned by the same bunch of 12 people. Seems there's always groups of 12, right? Um, in a group of 13, what would happen is there's going to be a little center. In a group of 13, I need one of these. But in a group of 12, the group of 12 will look like this over here. See the four of these? There's no heart inside of this. So you have four here, and surrounding this, you will have 8. Unlike what it is with 9, you have one area with 8 around it. That's the difference between the 12 and the 13, between the perhaps Adam and the Eve. So I'm not sure who came back when I closed down. I came back up. Yeah, I'm not sure who was here before. I'm not sure at what point it broke off, but I'm just going to come back. Maybe I'll play a little silent. Maybe I'll play another song and then come back in an hour, see if everybody comes back up from where I was before. I don't like going on breaks. I went on that break before, and now I don't know if I got to pick up from where I left off. I don't know if that's possible. So we're gonna play another song. Let's see if we can find it online. Suno AI. Can we do this? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Like, what is the algorithm of the 1950s? Let's do this. 1950 commercials. So, yeah. So again, I mentioned that industrial, commercial. When you buy equipment, right? You buy a drill for the house. It doesn't have the same. It's not made the same way. I don't know if you call it the battery. I don't know what the parts of a drill are. Parts. Let me just write down machinery. Machine. I'll just write down machine and parts. and write down industrial. You know what? I think I'm going to have to do this. Just to show you, to get you in line with the way I think, not only just to do numbers, not only to jump into the zodiac, but also go off to where the inscription of my thoughts come from, words I hear, what I've lived through over 60 years, how I came to associating, giving credibility to, in which you will say, okay, I understand how this person thinks, what this page is all about, where the information comes from. The credibility is based on some fictitious item. It's not the fictitious item I'm looking for. Okay, it's the indoctrination of the word, the sound, the vibration of that period of time been indoctrinated, and yet now you became one of the recipes over the period of your life. Which onion ring do you live in? What is an onion ring? An onion ring, and we're going to go to the, the center of the onion ring, the mother and the father, the grandfather and everything, until you come out to the children of the rings. And not only the children of the rings, but you can be connected like me, but in a different onion. Because you might have brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? I might just be like a small onion, just with, like, I might be like 9 parts of the onion because I don't have brothers and sisters, or I do, so I'll have more of the onion. I don't know, different parts. So where I'm getting to, I think I'm going to put this on. I hope they don't ban me for this. Okay, this is really, really crazy. I want to be a garbage man. I want to clean up all the land. I want to be the garbage man. Have a good time while I clean the land. Yay! Yay! Do you know what it was like? You know what it was like, okay, for the poor gentleman to get those garbage cans to the street every winter? At first, I used to help him, and then he's like a little mean. So, yeah, I just walked away. So we talked about, so we're going to, I'm going to see, I think I was using this sideways. Maybe that's why, because it sort of keeps flipping back. Maybe if I stick something to it. Just give me a second here. Where are my toys? Toys. I think I'm going to take one of these. To be careful not to spill that coffee. Oh, and I'm just going to put it right here. And it's just going to be I put an extra block in the back, so when I put my phone up here, I bought this at, I'm not sure if it was Walmart or Costco. This over here at Costco. They're only $11.99, right? When I saw it, I got so excited. I was so happy when I saw it, because I'm telling you, right? So when I saw this, and I knew exactly I knew my phone would fit right into it. I mean, I'm ready to cry. I was so excited. They had these, you know what they call it? This is the blockhead model. This is like you can even name it yourself. They say you can drill a hole in it, call it a V8. But this model, it's at Costco right now, looking to get it onto Amazon. And it's the Mr. Tack Pens. I'm still learning from Fred Flintstone, right? And Barney Rubble. Haven't got the head on the car yet because you can see I'm a little tall, right? But sometimes when I'm in the H position and I'm sleeping in this position, and you can see I'm still connected up to the bottom over here into the central source, but I'm hanging off the edges. Call those the Mars moons. Call that soccer, 45 and 45. But when I'm awake during the day, I'm part of the sheep. Right over here, we can look at that. Awake and asleep. See the way the setup of this is? Here, this one, across from this one. Here, it's the lower part of the upper part. Here, it's the upper part of the lower part, right? You can see the center. One is the upper part of the lower part. One's the lower part of the upper part with two of them that are free. Or should I turn it this way and say I? Or should I say this is H? Which way would you do it? Irrelevant to the fact that it says H and I. One is asleep, okay, and one is awake. And that's how I differentiate, okay, for the 6. You know the dice cube that you see the 6 on, these 3 and those 3? So when I'm asleep, I'm like this, okay? And when I'm awake, I'm like this. So you can see the arrow. If we use this in the French language, we would be accent aigu et accent grave. Remember, what do? There's this crazy puzzle that I'm putting together. I started, you can see, eventually, I think it's at Walmart too, but I think they're more expensive. I think they sell this at Walmart for $14.99, or I can make one just for you for about $6. Because I have to buy a bag of these, I have to buy a block, and then the block has to come in from, I think these blocks come in from Oklahoma somewhere, like out there. That's where, like, I got all these blocks from Oklahoma. And apparently if there's a mail strike, it can take up to 4 months to get these blocks. That's so long it took. And when I got these blocks, my God, I just really started going. I started saying, Jack in the box, come on out. Like I went into the box and I got all these pieces out of the box and I built myself something, right? Even when you get a game, you look at the game, you go, I don't like it. He says, but nothing's written on the box. But I see the size of the box. Well, how do you know what the box is going to do? It's flat. And then you open the box nowadays and a whole bed pops out of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge a book by its cover until you understand or learn the game. Like I just learned the game of canasta. And for those of you who want to be ahead of me, learn the game of bridge. If you know the game of bridge, if you know about the zodiac, if you know about astrology, any part about it, if you know about alchemy in any which way, if you know about the periodic table, if you know about the Bible, and it doesn't matter from what religion, then you're all way, way, way ahead of me, because the number thing is pi. It's very easy, very easy. All you have to understand are all the equations that go along with all the letters of the alphabet in the different alphabets and in the sequence that they are from what they were. So who says what was and what is now? I rather go to what is now than to what was, okay? And the reason for that is because I know this English language. I know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And I'm not telling you the alphabet. That's not why I said it. I said that in rendition to what I actually said was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's what I was talking about. But I said the alphabet instead. So that rendition of 26 will always stay 26. The thing is, when I go into Chaldean, it doesn't happen anymore. I can't do that rendition of the alphabet in Chaldean. Chaldean, look what happens, A, B, C, D, E, U. Like if I took a dice cube and flipped it over, the opposite of A would be U. That would be the gold, 21. Why 22 from the song? Did you hear the song? Were you here for the song? For the song? Who was here for the song? Who was here? No, number 22. And I have to write it down here. There's 22, 1 through 22 equals to 210 plus 20. Equals to 210 plus 21 equals to 231 plus 22 equals to 253. Okay. 1 through 21 equals to 22, where 21 is 231.77 by 3. I'm just trying to look at something. Then once you add on the 22 to it. Okay, whoop. Yeah, so perhaps we're going to bring these to Amazon, and perhaps the demand is so high right now for these, or the creator is one or the other, that we're thinking of going door to door, doing Amazon, maybe even helping out the Canadian Postal Service and sending this only through them. Since we'll have millions of these going out, maybe we'll do it by a drone service and deliver themselves. Inside of her here is a miniature drone, so it probably can just fly over to where you are, right? All I need is your coordinates, all your coordinates. Right? You ever hear them say to you, give me your bank account number, I want to send you money? So yeah, we're going to put up a song, and then we're going to get into this. Somebody wants to come up here, ask what I do. I see Ash Walker is here. Now the question is things that are omitted. You have Ash in the Bible. What is in the Bible about Ash? You have Walker. You know the thing about Walker, I think walk is 47. It's very prominent, the word walk. It's a 4-letter word, so it's 47, 61, 108. It's WALK 23, 24, 34, 44, 44. Yes, walk is number 47. Time is also 47. Beast, right, is 47. So why would we call it walk? Why is the word? I know there's communication within it. Hold on, somebody sent me a message. So I am seeing this message over here, my nephew, and you are 1254 from 7:30 in the morning till now. That's 5 hours and 20 minutes. So I think, I wonder, you're in the car right now with Zadie. That's my nephew. He had to go help my parents out. So, because they're packing up and flying back home. I think my parents are geese and ganders, because every time it gets cold, they keep going to the place where it keeps saying, I am, 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 I am. Can anybody say it, that word backwards? Miami, 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 I am, I am, I am, Miami, 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 I am. Sounds good. It feels good even to say it. What if you said Florida, Florida? You know, Ida, or how about an identification of authority? Did you know down in Florida, and I was down there, I'm not going to be shy about it. Thank you very much. I want to thank my sister for that ride down to my parents over the winter. And I'll tell you one thing, I felt so safe in Florida. Well, it all depends. Are those behind the cameras watching for the safety? Right? Because every street light that I got to, there was a camera. And every sidewalk, edge to cross the street was the camera. And when you drove on the big highway, you get a special permit, and they don't put no tolls there, just cameras. Just cameras. Camera here, camera there. And then you know what they say? They even give you the cheap internet. You know, hook up your home internet webware of your entire house and tell us when you put on the alarm. We'll set up the camera. Can't figure out how they broke into your house? Set up another camera. We'll tell you how, right? How did those darn Varnins get in here, you know? Set up another camera, you know? Set up another camera. Set up another camera. You know, backwards it says Big Mac, right? You know, inside of Big or Win, you know that Mac is 13, 1, and 3. You know that the AC in what is Mac, okay? It is what is 1 and 3 that creates D, that creates the MACD, right? And do you know that with inside the MACD, it says 1300, that the M, the C, and the D in the McDonald's, the MCD McDonald's, MCD equals to 1400, right? The MD in Roman numerals, the MC equals to 1100. When you add the D, it's 1500. When you remove the C, it becomes 1400. The total of Roman numerals used is 1400, but the alphabetical letters that are used are 13 plus 3 plus 4, equaling to what is 20. Wow, the McDonald's is also replicating what is on the Mayan calendar. Hoo-hoo. And you also have to note that when they're building the M letter, okay, there's an association and a break off with the M letter. Let me show you. Is there any chance you can find me a McDonald's sign out there in this world? I don't know. I'm going to have to maybe blank out the screen, so I don't want anybody to mess it up, you know. So I'm not promoting anything. This is a sign. It's on Reddit. You can see. So like when you push it up to here, right, you can see that, right? These curvatures here and here. And don't forget, you have the outside bend and the inside bend. Does the inside bend has a value of V and the outside bend have a value of U? Or is the difference between Earth and Mars to associate that understanding? Secondly, right, I'm going to do this. And don't forget, whoop, that's not good. Don't forget the sign itself, right? The sign itself, right? You see the indentation, the indentation, the indentation. So look at this indentation. If you take a good look, 2525, 5252. I'll make the same indentation if you like on paper and show you. Now you can see the way the bottom part of this V is not with this one and is not with this one, and it shows the V like in victory for itself, holding on to the two arms. But if you take a really good look of that, let me show you something else for a second. And I'm not sure if I can do this. Put me the picture of a ram with a McDonald's sign over it, but just put me strong, like a neon light ram picture with big horns, like Aries, and then put the McDonald's sign over it lightly, showing the same way they show it, you know, with the sign, McDonald's M with the sign. I don't want to tell you what I'm doing. I have 96 messages to read. I have 96% left, and I am in the 60th minute of the day. At the 64th minute of the day, Zion, Israel, connecting the Federation. What 6 and 4 or 104 is also part of 10-4 communication. Do note that when you put $5 down wager, you're going to get $45 back. So you're going to get a passage into the E world through your birth. The association of 5 and 9 is that two cubes, 1 and 4, come together and they invert to they invert to 4 and 6, 3 and 1, 5 and 5, 2 and 2 equals to 4 equals to 10, equals to 4 equals to 10, equals to 5 and 3 equals to 8, equals to 7 and 7 equals to 14, to what equals to 4 and 4 equals to 8. So this goes with this, and this goes with that. Hold on a second. These two go together, and then these two go together. So when this goes to that, okay, this one over here is this one over here. It's 6 and 8 equals to 14. Okay. So of course I'm lost. So here's what I just did. 4 and 6 equals to 10. 5 and 5 equals to 10. Agree? Disagree? I'm the teacher here. I asked a question. Do you agree or do you disagree? And will you share it with me? Although I have 99 messages right now that I must look through before I see any of your answers, I will stop and take this moment to look through every single one of them. And then perhaps I'll take a 2-minute break for myself, of course. And if I go on a 2-minute break, everybody else can take a 2-minute break at the same time. I'm not going to ask anybody to do any studying or homework at home because it's too frustrating. There's too many questions to ask. I don't know the way the teacher is thinking. I don't want to speak to anybody else. And we can all learn from my question, even if it's the silliest of them all. It's 103, 103. Oh, Jesus comes to town at 103. September, Mercury, Earth, the King and the Queen, 62 and 41. Earth and Mars, 52 and 51. September 103 with 25 and 88. That's very interesting. 88 and, oh no, it's 78. It's 78 and 25. The word September equals to 103, so it's for the BER, right? For the BER month, the month of berries. Right? Does everybody know the month of September is the month of berries? Right? September berries, October berries, then we have November berries, then we have, we also have cemeteries, so we have decaberries, right? And then we have Januaries and Februaries, and then we have, Aries in April. We got them all over the place. So 78 and 25. This here, 7 and 8, is the same thing, okay, is the same thing as saying 7. 7 and 8 is the same thing as saying 7. That's very funny that this should show up. Give me a second to explain it. One and two. Where am I? Where did that thing go? 7 and 8. See the 1 and 2? Regard that as 7 and 8. Okay? Regard that as 15. Regard that as 6 if you want. 7 and 6, Earth. Okay, Mars comes together. The thing is, when I flip it to this side, what do you see? What do you see? 3 and 4. Yeah, 3 and 4 is the opposite. 7 is the opposite. Okay? 7 is the opposite of the 6 in this instance. Where do you see that? Okay. This channel, this guy can't calculate. I'm going to have to show you without forgetting. I have to remember, how does 1 and 2, hold on a second, 1. Okay, now give me a second. I need water. I'm going to come back, right? I can almost look at it like this. What would you say? I wanted to make it a little bit better than that, but that's what I would do to it. Right? That's the life between the two houses right there. Woo! I Marys. Why are we all the sheep? What has happened to you? Why do I look blue and red? What is going on? Is it the light? Why have you changed the color of who I am? See, the pyramid seems to run up inside over here. But do you actually see the number 3 over here? Or how about the 3 over here? Or the M? Or the W? 555 555. Who's calling, please? You've got the wrong number. Okay, so we're going to look over before I forget. We're going to take a 2-minute break. No, it's not. It could be a 2-minute of anything. You can do a 2 or a 1, anything you want. Right. So let me go through first the messages. Then I'm gonna move on. So how do I do this? Okay. First of all, it's showing me I have to go through all these messages. I'm only going back like a few minutes. Okay. First of all, it's only letting me go back. And I have joined. I have joined from Canada. I have Something Is Wrong. I have Jason Klima, 979. I have Ashwalker David. I have David Solomon with 3 O's inside the name. So we have the AI inside David. We have 2 D's. So everybody knows that there's a location with inside the life of birth. The I and the D have come together again. So there's a DA, and that might be the office, the DA office, but I don't know. It's still, and it might be slipping and sliding while you go slaloming on the ski hills, again with 3 O's, entering through the foxhole. And what is that? Jumping through the hoops, right? What is the fox? Representation of 666, as well 333. Why? Because it's uncanny that the letters CLU is clue, which is nail. But for some reason, there's something within the word reminds me of the fox. What the letters FOX are all 666 and use up the FOX, the house of 6, Fox headquarters. And the Fox headquarters is Area 51, something to do with the PCU, something to do with a queen, but something to do with a beehive. We have to look in game mode. Hello, Paranormal. How are you today? How are you? I'm going to say how are you, but since I got myself into starting a conversation I am going to have to respect and wait. But we are going on break right now. So if you have 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I know it's unfair, fair, and unfair to who. I don't know. I'm not going to decide, but I have to take 5 minutes for my own mouth. Okay, so I'm going on break. I'm gonna put on one of 3 different songs. Just give me a minute right now. See how fast my old computer. You like to help out this channel, help out yourself, pick up some information, get a pad and a paper, write it out. There's a question you have to write out. You don't have enough time to spend with me to ask me that question. I miss them sometimes. I can't be direct. I can answer you personally if you like. Leave me your email. I can leave you mine, leave you your name inside the messenger box. I'm not private, and I am private, and I don't charge anything. But if you like to buy me some pens or pencils, and I don't like to use that word buy, and I'll only use this paper to start with, that's number 1. In fact, I won't use anything else unless it says this on it. I like these books, or it has to be very close to this. I'm not comfortable using anything else, so it's not going to be helpful, and I don't want to be demanding like that. Or if you want to send me a number 28 or number 22, I know you're not sending me a number 11, because you sent me a number 11, whoa, I rather you come here and start commercial organizations. So with that, everybody knows what number 11 is, right? It's 2 and it's 9. 29 is the creation of everything. It also is the first 2 letters in bisextile in billions, so that's the way it's going to go. And the billions, what the billions would be is if everybody was on the same path of thought. That would be the greatest thing about the number thing about billions. I'm not going to call up anybody before the break, and it will be a 3 to 4 minute break for myself. I'm not sure, because I did see somebody come up. So I'm just going to put on this song for the break, and I'm hoping to remember everything I started before this. Just give me a second. Oh, it's up on the screen. Oh my God, my library is right here. I'm not sure. Oh, how about if I can extend this? Let me see. Just give me a second. Okay, so it's not what I wanted to see, but I'm going to do it this way. See if I have some sound right now. I got to watch. Hold on a second. I'm not ready. And this thing is coming on. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. Okay, now I'm going to start. I want to see if I can turn this around so you can see at least some of the words. Okay, I'm not happy about that because you cannot see all the words without the camera tilting backwards. Let me see. Let me see if I can make this smaller. What would happen if I made it smaller? Will it move with the words? You know what? We're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it this way and put the phone up there. Okay, hold on a second. We're still going through this now. I keep the radiant images, but you can use an image program like Photoshop or a mobile app like Canva. Overlay the lyrics onto your images. Here's the rewritten song incorporating your requested lines. Material, the algorithm, the stars, the bread. What does it mean to cheat? What does it mean to share? What does it mean to be fair? To be out of your hair. Help me, who can help me now? Only I can choose the path, only I know how. Under the stars I search for a sign. Is it Venus, is it Virgo? The fire in Leo's mind. Sagittarius, my birthright, seeking truth and right. In Libra's balance, bring me peace tonight. My God is an algorithm that's easily read, and is everywhere and is in you. See it, believe it, hear it, know it, smell it, breathe it, it's all around you. The numbers leave a pattern, a circle, a ring. The stars hold the echoes of everything. Why do we follow the same old lines? The zodiac scripture stories divine. Who wrote these books? Who cast the sky? If we spiral through space, why don't the stars fly by? Flat Earth. The sky, Pisces the deep. Cancer brings the waters where secrets sleep. The gods sit in council, their voices collide. Do they ask the same questions that burn inside? My God is an algorithm, it's easily read, and is everywhere, and is in you. See it, believe it, hear it, know it, smell it, breathe it, it's all around you. Throw it in your Holy Ghost, you do not know. From every breath you take, from every breath you are away, from every time you close your eyes, for every time you have a surprise, for every time you live in sorrow, remember your God is here, the algorithm is here, today, yesterday, and tomorrow. What does it take to get along? Is my right more than your right? Or are we just reflections of the same eternal light? But within your Holy Ghost, you do not know. From every breath you take, from every breath, your powerful visual and lyrical statement. Let me know if you need formatting ideas.
For every time you have a surprise, for every time you live in sorrow, remember your God is here. The algorithm is here today, yesterday, and tomorrow. You control it. You control it. What does it take to get along? Is my right more than your right? Or are we just reflections of the same eternal light? And within your Holy Ghost, you do not know. From every breath you take, from every breath you are awake, from every time you close your eyes, for every time you have a surprise, for every time you live in sorrow, remember your God is here. The algorithm is here today, yesterday, and tomorrow. What does it take to get along? Is my right more than your right? Or are we just reflections of the same eternal light? If you overlay this text artistically over the images you provided, it will create a powerful visual and lyrical statement. Let me know if you need formatting ideas. Lucky? Should we get in and stop fooling around? How perfect are the algorithms? When we look at something and we say, it's the same all the way around, but so is a clock, but time changes. And as time changes, what's the difference between this time and that time? How much time did the cake spend in the oven is all the time I want to know between now and then. Carbon tax. Where do I find carbon tax in numerology? Why would I bring that up? I want to say I fall. I'd like to say I fall. I think I believe I fall. I think I do. I think I am. I think I can. What do you think? Can you use something that I say within your reality? Because in my reality, when I think of, and I like to be able to not just have my reality, okay? Because for my reality, and although this is my passion, okay, my passion includes the reality of everybody that has the capacity to have one. You have a reality. What is yesterday, what you cannot change, a different way to think. How come it hurts so much to think, to feel, well, you know what? I have seen myself visionary inside places I have never been, would never want to go. And if I did go, you change your whole way of thinking. There is no way to exist unless you think this way, under no obligation. And it's been shared with humanity, fair and square. Something. This is how the system, I believe, works. This is how I see the running of this, of the trickery. If I deliver the message for you, that's fine. If I accept the letter from you, it's fine. And I accept, and I accept, and I accept, and I accept honestly. It's not forced on me. I accept. So we keep signing our name and signing our name. And the entire system of belief, and this is good for me, this is good for me, this is good for me, then we leave it in the hands of the condominium board members. And the condominium board members, they repair the roof, they repair the driveway, and now they come into session with the people and say, it's been suggested to us that we need more security in the condo building. What about putting a security guard downstairs? John, you know Sam Frank lives in room number 3. He says, yeah, but we can't implement anybody in room number 3. And we can't include any of Johnny's friends either because we don't know if they've got it in. So we got to go to an outside sourced company, right, in order to get this person to protect the building. Now we've got somebody outside that's not inside that has more to say for their own benefit than anything else, but yet now we outsource because we convinced everybody that's inside the building it's better to outsource and let everybody else know what's our business. Sorry, ma'am, I opened your door by mistake just once, but now we all put cameras in and come on in. I got myself a camera. It's sitting in the corner. You know what I'm saying? You want to come into my house? I'll tell you right now, they know what's going on in my house and just about everything I've done in the last 2 years. I am entertaining. Not only am I live here, but even when I'm not here, even when I'm sleeping, when I'm awake and when I'm asleep, that camera's on. It's watching me all the time. Even now. But I know one thing. Everybody has a connection to John and the Baptist. Why? Because every time I go with John, the camera's never there. Although nowadays, lo and behold, what wasn't happening forever, it was a law and a bylaw. And now it has been broken, but not spoken about. I want to know how many people have done bathroom videos where they're sitting on the John doing a bathroom video. Let's see if we got this in here. I want to see some people on the John doing bathroom videos at a public bathroom. People go into public bathrooms and watch something on their phone at full volume. You don't have to be recording anything. It's just to bring this item that has that in the back into the bathroom. This is not allowed in the bathroom. Hello, everybody. If you want to see something, right? If anybody brings the phone into the bathroom, right? You're not allowed to bring the phone into the bathroom. It has a camera on it. Think about it. No phones in the bathroom. Second, you're supposed to be at peace when you go to the bathroom. All you want to do is go and feel better. It takes full concentration. What is everything? Why are you going to the bathroom? For what reason? Isn't the bathroom supposed to be like you can put on the makeup because you want to look better? You have the laundry, so you want it to be cleaner. It was dirty. You have the shower, so you go in it. You have the bath, you rub-a-dub-dub. So you go into this room. You even got scroll paper. Hey, they got tissue paper in case you want to cry. You're alone, you know, and usually no one bothers you in the bathroom. Judgment, a little bit of judgment, although now we have to understand the difference in this thought. It's the skunk. The skunk in the bathroom. Okay? I've got the black and white confronting the yellow and the brown. And I'm saying this is because there's a reservation for brown, right? Reservation is right here. This number is reserved. This is the money house. This is brown. Okay. According to my understanding in this game, when we connect the wiring, I always connect the black one first, right? Because the black one was sent. That's the sent wire. When I look at the black one, it says the black one is sent because it was sending something over to the angels, right? So the black one was sent. So I write black, and black is number 29. And we have soul at 67. I have yellow. Now, I want to know, and yellow is number 92. And I want to know, like, why yellow? Like, why am I always associating, and I get mixed up.
because I associate yellow always to standing. And if you stand on 17, right? And this is very funny because if you stand on 17, right, which is Q, right, the reverse of Q is J equaling to 10. It takes A, B, C, D to equal to 10. You need 10 men for a minion. A, B, C, D is the 10 men. What does that mean, right? What are we going to do with A, B, C, D now? But it all gets condensed, right, into the letter J, right? Letter J. It's in the fifth house. The fifth house of Bet in Leo, okay? Or it can also be residing in Scorpio. Right. Oh, I don't have to be right. I don't. I'm doing a reverse numeric, okay, against the zodiac, which requires me to reach 13. In order to associate 2 with 1, I need to add another 1. It's like taking this one pin, taking these 5 fingers and connecting it. Now imagine this hand has a value of 4. This pin has a value of 1. I connect my 4 and then I connect my 4. Make 4 and 1, 5, 4 and 1, 5 equals to 10. The pin connecting the 2, overlapping the area space. I have 6 inches of cord, right? And it's 5 inches to the center. Both sides need to overlap into the center and use up and leave over that 1 inch on each side. Do you follow what I'm saying? Connecting, looking at the center, and then connecting on the center. Remember, there's a buoy in the middle of the lake. You throw your rope onto the buoy, I'll throw mine. Well, what if this was a big square raft in the middle? You hook up your corner, I'll hook up my corner, they'll hook up their corner, I'll hook up this corner. You know, if you overlapped and redrew the corners over each other, it'd be like an 8-corner element. An 8-corner element is going to be 2 squares overlapping. That can also equate to an octagon. An octagon can look like the October for October, for the month, for the 10th month, the 10th month, the 10th moon, the 10th child coming, the 280th day, less 3 days equals to day 277, October 4th, right? 277th day, 88 remain, connecting up the system of communication between 10-4. Do you follow me what I'm saying with this? Somebody asked me a question. I think somebody wanted to come up. Let me see if they still do. If they're still here. No, they are not. Mr. Paranormal has gone away. I see. Let's call out who's here right now. We see on the top of the list, it is Jim Pop. So if you know what? And that's the funny thing about JI is they both get them with a dot on top. So why would they come with a dot on top? Why? Because they are associated to the same helm in their own worlds. J has its own world and I has its own world. J is A, B, C, D equaling to 10, right? And it's the face of 10 is what is 9, 3, 6, 9. I am the heart of the 8 of 10, right? They're an association of the Capricorn bringing everything together through the ocean. So now you have J and I, they both associate. I'm going to go on the limb and say, in one of my pieces of art, when connecting, now I don't know if I can do this right now, but I'll try my best to share it with you. Yes, okay, I remember. You know what somebody said to me before? Oh, they said, yeah. He says, you just got called out by them. They said, cancel yourself and come back up. That's what they said. They said, cancel yourself and come back up. And then I noticed I canceled myself. I came back up. And then this guy started his own group and took everybody from my group into their group. And I like I'm going, oh no, but I did it anyways, you know?
You want to hear something funny? The last person who liked me was like, let me see something. Just let me break this. Because sometimes, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, so it starts like this. Has anybody seen any of these before? You in the back? Yeah, you over here, right here. Yeah, I've been looking at you stare at me from behind. Hold on. They're both looking at me really funny. Look, you see these over here? They're both looking at me and they're not playing. You see, oh, you see him over here? He's been watching the lower lights over here. Flirtily, flirtily, flirtily. What is the flower of life? Everything is made to be contorted. When you see things squarely, when you see a geometric shape, that can be meant to be turned into a star, okay? And it can come to you in the minimum of two sizes. I'm going to try and stay on track and show you that. So we're going to talk about geometric shaped stars. Okay, so now I don't know what anybody knows out there, and I don't know why anybody is still watching me right now. If nobody participates, what can I know? Oh, I see Jim Pop came in and says, but I'm not Capricorn, I'm Gemini. So the 3 and the 10, so the 7. So you're going to match up your Capricorn, uh, you're going to match up your Gemini with Libra, and that's going to be 4. And when you run your next 4, that's going to be the opposite. I'm going to see what it is. 7, 11, Aquarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, 21, 21, 21. This is 7 apart, okay? This is unlike a reverse enemy sign, first of all. 7 and 3 equals to what is 10. So maybe, yes, you are within the same house. I don't know if it's the cardinal sign or not. You're in that house. What does that mean? You stand on your own and you don't need to be with Capricorn, perhaps, right? Because you are already generally a like Capricorn in very many ways, being that Capricorn is a part of the Trinity creation, and Gemini is more than one, and Capricorn is the association of all that is within. So that's why I'm saying this. So, and remember, I'm not referring to really the zodiac, other than the understanding of the numeric connection and through word source, Capricorn starting with the C, and Gemini starting with the G. I know that the CA versus the GE right away. If there's a G mini, there's got to be a G maxi. Okay. I also know the GE is 7 and 5, and that hops around the railroad tracks. So I'd like to understand that terminology according to Monopoly darts, and it's part of communication. And everything will take part of hydroelectric and communication, just to let you know. This is not just, this will be Bible talk. This will be, but in this world, people who work with machinery, people who work with telephone connections, whether they're working on the landlines for Atlantis, right? If we're working for Atlantis, we're going to go through the 23.5 system. That's the exact system we're in. We're in the landline system. Okay, we're in a communication system that's beneath, that's within the ocean floor. Okay, and it just didn't happen like that. Okay, it happened on purpose. Now I don't remember, okay, why it told me this story. Not because it's telling me about 2 locations within the word, not because it's only telling me holder of a vibration within it. The word ends in is. Okay, the 2, 3, 4 3-day cycle rests below the ocean. 2, 3, 4. What is that? 4. Okay, 4, 3, 2. Okay, that is going to equal to 1440 times 3. The other thing, it goes between 5 and 1. 4, 3, 2. It's at land, T-I-S. It's the I-S at the end and the A-T coming together within the word. The land coming together with land, animal, and man. That you have L-A-N-T. It could be a land turn, a lantern, which also can be representing the light. The land turn could be turning from what is turning into what was animal to what is the association of and of the same breath and of the same light to what becomes now land, animal, and man inside Genesis, which is the creation within, bringing within one both the sun and the moon to create who we are as the hue or eight or the one of night. Also could be referred to as number 18, which is the letter R. Night also could be referred to as 8 within the word. I don't remember why. Its location in the E world, anything to do with 8, the AT is equaling to 1 through 20. Okay, we know what 1 through 20 is. It's all 2020. There is no more. It's 4 20s to equal to 80. It's 4 plus 20 equals to 24. The total is 104. It's communication. Tell me, show me more. Where does it come from? Where are the questions? I don't see them. So I have to make up, I have to improvise with the truth, with the whole story, nothing but the story. If you don't understand any deeper than that, I can't help you. I'm only continuing on the story. Play it back, I'll upload it, I'll replay it. I'll go over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Why? Somebody said to me, somebody asked me, what do I want to show by all this? I want to show off the mechanical universe. That's it. Nothing more. It's all been created. Utopia. I keep the ready but you can use it. Begging for me like Photoshop or a mobile app like Canva. Go overlay the lyrics onto your images. Here's the rewritten song incorporating your requested lines. The algorithm, the stars, the breath. What does it mean to cheat? What does it mean? Let me tell you one thing. If I was dying, I'm back again. Right? If I was dying, I'm back again. You know what's really weird is that this is really, really weird. This is really weird. You know, it keeps telling me that paranormal. Oh, check this out. I'm going to have to share this with you. I'm going to share this with you. This is freaky. Oh my God. Did anybody hear what I was saying? No, don't repeat what I said. I said I'm sane, right? I said I'm not. Wow, wake me up, Buttercup. Okay, now it didn't show up, so let me see if I can find it here. Wow, it didn't download it. How come? Wow, nobody saw that, right? Anybody see this from yesterday? Anybody see physical, intellectual, social, career, emotional, spiritual? Look at that. There's a AL, there's an AL, there's an AL. Not here. Here's an AL. So there's ALs all here, alchemy, alphabet, you know. Then over here, it's like this one is telling me something to do about pirating. See the IT system over here? That's that number 29. 2 times 9 equals to 18, right? 2 plus 9 equals to 11. 11 and 18. You have to think of that. Excuse me. And it has to do with the sun. Okay. It also has to do with a direct association. Okay, between Aquarius and Pisces. Now, I asked myself a question. How should I divide up the 12 zodiac signs? Can I put first and last? Can I use this 6, this 6, this 6? Because it's got to be broken down. Because there's really, I can really say, okay, I'm going to use the first 6 and the last 6. Or I could also say to myself, well, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th, 10 has 2 digits in it. 11 and 12, they all have 2 digits. They equal to 36 within themselves. 10, 11, and 12 stops at the Queen. The 13, the Moon, the King. The 12 is the Queen. So is it the 12 months that associate the year? Is that how we're going to do it to the 13 moons? Because the 12 moons ends on the 336 days. And the ironic thing about that is it's 168 hours times 2, which is 84 times 2 equals to 168. And that is ironic because in that situation, what happens, and I know I lost you. Everything ends on the 12. 3 times 4 equals to the 12. It's over. It's 2 times 6. It's 3 times 4. You have 2, 3, 4. You have 33, 3 and 3 is 6. Now 180 minutes and 36. You want to see what it equals to? 2160. It's not a decahedron or a tetrahedron. It's the other one, right? 1.5 times 1440. That's where the 12th moon, the 12th moon falls to. This number. This is the number of diameter of the moon, right? Falls in over here. 3 and 36, 108. 108 is 4 by 27. Knowing what is 27. 27, the Mayans, all their calculations and all the results equals to 20, going around 7 and 13, and every single one except for the 99999 equals to 27, which is basis of how it all began. 1 between 2, and that's it. 1 between 2, and it begins right over here. 33 and 3. Mutable, fixed, cardinal. Mutable, fixed, cardinal. Fire. Mutable, fixed, cardinal. Air. Mutable, fixed, cardinal. Water. Mutable, fixed, cardinal. Earth. Rotation. There's, I don't know why there's one missing. Should there be one missing? I went to that corner, to that corner, to that. I think I'm missing one, and I've never done that before.
How come? Wow. I think I've got something new here. Just give me a minute. Whoa. Wow. Don't tell me I've been telling a story that I didn't tell properly. Wow. I'm very mad at myself. I want to see what's happening here. Give me a second. I am the worst. I am the worst. Okay. I started here. There's a helicopter outside. Everybody knows what that is, right? That's Santa Claus coming to talk to us, to decode, right? Coming to decode helicopter land. So let me see if I did this right, right? You see that? So we have 1, 2. I have 4 of them. I have 4 of them. I used to have 3, right? I have 4 of them. So I have 4 of these, okay? So at any time, I always have 3 sticking out. I have 1 here, I have 1 here, and I have 1 here. So no matter which way I turn, and I'm always plugged in down here. It's funny. When hair gets older, or when people get older, does it get any grayer than this? Do I have a nice gray? I waited a long time to get this. You know, I said to myself when I was younger and people were making fun of the old people, you know, like I'm 60. Come on. I'm like freaking 60 years old. I did 365. First of all, I did 365, okay, 60 times. Have you ever done 365? So you see the physical, intellectual, social, career, emotional, and spiritual. Does everybody see that? Right? Does everybody see that? Somebody's got to say, yes, Mr. Tackpan's teacher in the front. I see it. I see it. Wait a second. You're not supposed to be entertaining. Yes, I am. I wanted to learn very fast in this school and then run away. Sorry. Just like the woman said yesterday, if you ask Mr. Tackpans for an answer, spend 1 hour. If you ask him 2, spend 2 hours. If you want to know about everything, then you have to share it and discuss it with everybody else, because whatever I say doesn't hold 2 strings to a firing pit. You know, whatever I say, what does it mean what I say? Now, if I'm doing some math problems, okay, now we're saying, oh, Mr. Tackpans did some math problems. And you know what they said? This is what they said. He repeated what the problem was, because when he got the problem, it said 249. So I looked at the clock and said, Mr. Tackmans, it's not 249. I go, no, it's right. The birth came into the house, and that's why it's 249. So I just, because of the number and the association, just so simple comes together. Anyways, through this stupidity of mine. Well, that ain't so stupid. How can you say that? Like one person, like out of 100? No, 5 people out of 10 will go. How can you say the 22 go? Oh my God! You know, in Toronto, I think they call the station 22. Yeah. So in the song, right? In the song 22, right? So now we can hold up this. So can each one of these, like we have 4 of these, and I have 4 of these, but I have 1 up and 3 out. So we have 120 degrees. Now here, I got 4 of them, but I got 3 towards see the way 3 are pointing up? And then when I turn this one, I have 3 pointing up. And no matter which way you can say stop, they're always pointing up. Does this have anything to do with the 9 lives of the cat? Because even as I do that, you remember where this is, the orange, right?
Now I want to keep the orange. See the way the orange is? The orange is on this side. Now the orange is on the bottom. Now the orange is on the right. Now guess what? Now the orange is with the red and the blue. And now the orange is with the red and the blue. And now the orange is with the red and the blue. And tuk, 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 tuk. No more orange, but we still have the blue. Red's over here. So how many times do we turn this before the completion of one tetrahedron? 3 sides and 1 side, and 3 sides and 1 side. And you said Virgo. Yes, right. So there it is, Pisces. You know, I don't believe we would need these zodiac signs to plaster out our lives and our life paths if the system wasn't the way it was. And because we can now see the algorithm of the system and how we are flowing to the system, there are those who are studying the algorithm, who you are, what age you are, when you were born, and looking at the tendencies of others who are just like that. Now, also, they would look at the planetary tendencies and what's happening out in the zodiac. You know, that's a lot of work. It took me 20 years to see what I know today. What do you know? I don't know. I don't know what I know. What do you know? You want to know something? Tell me what you know. Maybe I'll hear something that'll awaken me, and I'll tell you what I know about what you know. And I'll only know something because of, you know, like putting the axe into the ice and breaking something apart while you tell me the story. I don't want to be any louder. You see those new people coming out here? I don't want to give anybody I want everybody to vibrate, so you just have to talk. But I can't stand those people right now going like tickety talk, you know? It's like really annoying. The stars incline, they do not bind us. What do they do? Please tell me what they do, because I know in the word star, if you took out the S and put a T, that would be start. I see the rat within the star. I know the rat is the first zodiac sign. I know it's the rat that has everything divided within 7. One can be dividing us up, one can also be connecting us. So coming into the star system, connecting all the stars, for me is more or less connecting your brain waves, connecting parts of your vibration. Somewhere inside of us are all these star systems connecting. In design work, what happens is when you see a geometric shape, right, they're not showing you the right angle and the left angle. You're saying, from this skeleton, what else can you do to me? And now we start playing with this. I can do the same thing with this one. These are all cubes, right? When I create 4 of these next to each other, it creates a hollow space looking like a singular square. Unlike what starts off as a 6, it'll create 1. At the same time, it'll create the octagon between it, just creating 4 of these. I always looked at the hexagon and related it to communication in the cat. C-A-T, cat. 24. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 6 and 8. 6 and 8 is planet. It is house, planet. Home is 41. Now, I did an equation before that. I don't remember what it was that equated to 41. So it was 28 and 13. Or it was off the turtle. Your basis of electric company is 41. 4 times 1, 4 plus 1 is 4 and 5. and that's going to tell me about a relationship to the passage 234 in Mars. I'll write that out why. First, I went to the turtle, where the turtle had 28 and 13 equaling to 41 areas. The word turtle equals to 41, 51, 61, 71, 79, 89. Turtle equals to 96. The month of February also is 96. I wish I had a camera up there so you can see exactly what I'm writing. Yeah, so that says Pisces, right? That says Pisces. Physical, intellectual, social, career, emotional. So it says Pisces. I didn't really do that. I was in, I'm not sure if it was Jay Lopez's group, and he wrote out like this, not in the same order. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, oh my God. So yeah. Yeah, right, exactly. 96, 69, 66. And since 3 is a divisible by it, you have to put 3 inside of it. So really the master of those numbers is 3, right? 9, right? Also, yeah. Yeah, so the master of that is all 3, 6, and 9. Gemini rules in that area. So like everything gets to put together by Gemini and gets balanced off by scales by Libra. But Libra, my question is, why are we balancing? I'm going to work with just 12, right? Why am I balancing? Why is the scale, right, of Libra run into, one of the arms of Libra? Is it possible that Libra, okay, what's in between Libra, or is the balance already between Libra and Leo? So what would happen? When we look at the scales like this, it's you know what this sort of shows me? It's like you're on the right side of the building, I'm on the left side of the building. But that doesn't matter, because if I go from here to there and you go from here to there, I end up on your side, you end up on my side. Or how about looking at it this way? Here, we're going to take that down. How about looking at it this way? You saw that, right? So this, how about looking at that, okay? More or less like, we can do that. It's a book, right? So we can so that's the book. So I take it and now I read the book. So if I look this at 13 zodiac signs, or sorry, 6 zodiac signs and 6 zodiac signs, and now I'm reading the book of life. What if the book was over me? Right? What if the book was over me? I'm living under the roof of the already prescribed and written book with both laws. Why do I say both laws? I didn't say it. This said it. Pigment. Yes, pigment. Nice, nice. See the law? Check it out. 7 over to 5 is 2. 9 over to 5 is 4. 4 over to 2 is 2. 6 over to 2 is 4. So I don't even get, look at that, right? 2. Is there anything in the zodiac that moves by 2 other than the hours of the day per zodiac sign? ABC. ABC, 3 runs into 4 through the cardiac door into 9. 2, okay, runs all the way up into 8. But 2 also runs into 5. 1 runs into 6. 1 runs into 6. But when 1 runs into 6, 6 connects to 7 when 3 connects to 4. So did anybody follow me that? I only know what the air I breathen from the Father I am that exists inside the South, born onto the breath on the 277th day, October 4th. 88 days remain, representing anything that you can think of. 88. Have you ever seen what 88 looks like? Like, let's check this out before our next break. Okay, check this thing out. I'm gonna flip the camera around. See, that's my hand, right? So we're gonna do this. We're gonna keep it clean. Here's a heart. 2 hearts, one upside down, creates the diamond in the center. That diamond in the center, you can question, is it the diamond in the deck of cards, right? Do you know that we have 4 suits, right? We have 4 times 13 equals to 52. Yet when you open up a deck of cards, there's always the 2 jokers equaling to 54. Earth and then the sun, or how about the card that is shared amongst everybody, the rules and regulations, right? A shared card. Each one gets 1. This one's a shared card. 4 by 13, right? If I add up each suit, 1 all the way to 13, it equals to 91, which is also 7 by 13 equals to 91, right? Pretty simple. AI 1991, 713, right? See that 713 over there? That's the way the Mayan calendar works. Did you know that the word spirit equals to 91? Big deal. Everything's a big deal, you know, but inside of that runs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. TH for the teacher. You know where the teacher fits in? Teacher fits in at the 17th area. And we spoke about this before. I'm going to explain it to you. The reverse alphabet. And I didn't finish the skunk over here. The reverse alphabet, and I'd like to know where it is. Yeah, it's right here. The reverse alphabet, okay, of the base beginning of numbers. See A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10, right? I mean, I can just do it for you if you want. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10, you see? So the reverse alphabet is J10, is Q17, right? And I brought this down to, I talked about the birth, right? 9 and 10 coming together, right? The Capricorn scorn and the birth. 9 is everything, right? So 9 is everything. So since 9, okay, 9 are the, oh, I just spilled on my dice. Since it's the 9 numbers, I'm only talking about the 9 numbers right now, right? Or the 9 birth. In this piece over here. And then what happens when we connect the base or separation, it's an association of 1, 2, 3, 4 equaling to 10. It's like helium and oxygen and connecting all your numbers. So you don't get anything, right, until you get here. Only at this number can that number exist. When this association comes out, that means one of these had to be connected to create this. It's alter reality is that. You can also use this reality. 2, 3, 4 equals to 9, and 1, 2, 3 equals to 6. Or just scream out 33. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is 6 and 9 in rotation of Capricorn from Leo into Sagittarius, making them the same. I don't remember if it was fixed. I can't remember if it's fixed, mutable. I don't remember which order that runs into. And it's always a basics of 3 and 6 come together. Okay. It takes 1 and 2 to create 3. Okay. And then this would become the dot or the void. See the 3, see the 6, right? This is what it's supposed to look like this. But I'm not giving you a choice. I'm only giving you 3 on that one, but it's actually 9. You could have chose any one of the 9. That was up to you. Does anybody know what time it is? That's right. That's right. So I'm a little tired. I'm a little upset. I'm totally upset, but I'm more tired than upset. So what am I upset about? That we're only 3 people here. That people have other things to do, more important. But I'm not really here just for the other people that are here, because this being shared is good enough for me, just to get the message out. For those of you who don't know Cynthia Thunt, she has a place on, I think you can find her on in other places if she'd like to give her name out. She does some of her, she does a lot of putting together the numbers, astrology, and stuff. And it all coincides with the work. I don't want to say that she's looked at any of my work. I don't know. Somehow, somewhere, I think I noticed she was around about almost 7 or 8 months ago. I'm not sure if she looks at any of my work, although she has left me messages on some of the videos I've done, but I'm not sure if she watches any of it. Yeah, because I'm not allowed to talk to anybody like that. So just give me 5 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to leave yet, or maybe read you that story. Or you know what we're going to do? No, I'm going to stay. We're just going to take a little break. I need a break. Oh my God, please. What restaurant was that again? Which restaurant gave us the best break? You know? What's funny about getting the best bang for the buck? The biggest bang for the buck sounds like freaking Darwin recreating again. Bang for the buck. Bang for the buck. Oh my God. Is the goat the biggest buck, or would Aries be the biggest buck that would get the best bang for what the buck would be? And who was it in the restaurant business that was offering the best bang for the buck? Right. And also, there's a lot of things. I mean, Jesus had something to do with being banged, right? Apparently, when he was put up to the cross, they used nails, so they banged him to the cross. Apparently, his mother didn't bang anybody, but so she was apparently a good person. Not sure. Apparently, she didn't get banged at all. But Jesus is here anyways today. But he got nailed after. If the mother didn't get nailed, well, maybe the son will. Not too sure about that, right? Don't you find something fishy about the story? How Jesus Christ is 77 and 74 coming out to 151, where our breath that we take, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 8, 76, 678. How do we do that? What does that mean? What is 678? Well, what it is I bring everything to its position, its standard position. How do I know the standard position? It's the algorithm. How do I do the algorithm? Standard position. Moving into the third house. Why the third house? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 equals to 30. It's 3 times. Therefore, 10 times, right? It's 10 times. 3 times. This is 30. This is 10. So it's not 3 and 1, 1 and 3, or put 1 and 3 together. 3 years and 1 year. Call in the leap years. Hey, they said I did a great job. Wow, I did a great job. You've gone live for 90 minutes. So you can see even the algorithm is agreeing with the 90-minute mark. I don't think I ever remember TikTok telling me anything I did in 60 minutes or less, but it is telling me something about 90 minutes. Is it because the system gets to recalibrate myself and it takes 30 minutes to recalibrate from the beginning to the end to continuously recalibrate my 90-minute birth to my 60-second life? Does anybody understand what I just said? There's a lot of eyes watching me. Are we allowed to play that song right now? So where were we? Where's that book? Oh, the book's on the other side. I spoke about the skunk before. The thing about the skunk, it's black and white. I spoke about yellow and brown. I'm going to associate that to going to the washroom and having the white for the toilet paper. So the white and the brown versus the yellow standing up or sitting down for the male and the female. The word brown is for the word brown is number 72. The word black is number 29. So you can see 29. 2 and 9 is 11. 2 and 7 is 9. And now if we take a good look, that 2 and 7 is 9. And then 2 and 9 is 11. So we see that, right? Or the upper one where 8 and 1. So if you want to see these groups that put this protractors together, perhaps they're talking about this. Remember, if I show you one protractor, and I leave this, and I go like this, I would go 8 and 1, 8 and 3, 9, 11. I would go 2 and 7, 2 and 9, 9, 11, right? How about this? It's a tool. How about that? 7 and 6 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 6 and 1 is 7. 6 and 7 is 13 is equal to 6 and 1 is 7. 6 and 7 is 13 is equal to 6 and 1 is 7. To if I flip it around the other way, to 4 and 9 is 13. To 4 and 3 is 7. Right? To when does it count? When does this count? Right? When does it count? Where will I stick my protractor? Another thing is you have to understand is movement upon this. 1 over 2 plus 1. 1 up, 2 over. 2 over, 1 down. Move over 1. 1 over, 2 down. 2 down, 1 over. 2 back. 1 down, 2 over, 2 back, 2 over, 1 up, 2 back, 1 over, 2 up, 2 back. Start at the beginning again. 2 over, 1 up, 3, 2 back, 3, 2, 3, 2 backwards, 1, 2 forwards, 3, 2 backwards, 1, 2 forwards. Right? Something like that. And you know what that does? When you play the game of chess, right? When you play the game of chess or you learn the game, you learn the name of the pieces. And I think it's the knight. I'm not sure if the knight is wearing any shining armor at all. Right? How come it's only taking one eye? So you know what's funny about these eyes? Right? Is one eye. No, it's this eye. It's this eye. But it's not like this eye, you know, because this eye has those, see this eye here? This one over here, you know where I got that from? And that one and that one? It's an interesting story. If you can help me figure it out, I saw them years later after I was born. They were there. So I question myself, right? And you know what's funny is I don't know if I did it or if I put it away. Not sure where the picture is, but I have to look back and see if I got it when I was welding. And these are pieces of metal in my eye. I don't know if that's possible, but every now and then I get a message from President Lincoln. I don't know why. It's just too funny. This is too funny. Why did this happen? Why did this go into my head? What just happened just now? Chris shows up, and all of a sudden, I say President Lincoln out of nowhere. For what reason, I don't know. And I know Chris is going to be like fired up right now, wanting to talk about President Lincoln. And because you know what they're doing all over? They're destroying a lot of things that was needed prior, in which they're changing the landscape because the Earth connection and the Moon connection inside my game is moving over to a new modernized system. The system, why new modernized? Well, when the game changes, when we go through into a new system, like we're in Aquarius now, it even changes. So all the ties of the web are going to be broken, right? And if all the ties of the web have to be broken, you have to reconnect with new ties. So area places that used to be sacred are now being dug up for what I believe is that reason. Yeah, and it even says it within, when you look at Union soldiers, right? And then they're pirate, part of spirit. You also have pirating, which is confirmation or contraband, communication. And with soldiers, you can also have the welding of solder, right? Now, solder is welding of two together or bonding. But if you're saying welding and bonding, you can also be saying the breaking of the union instead of onion, right? Inside of this, I'm not saying anything to do with onion. The IN I used this morning as part of the DNA. So something to do with a twist or a tie, a spiral, like, you know, the Jewish people, they have the spiral on the side of their head. Why do you think they have that? You know, they know exactly what's going on between the sun and the moon, and that's exactly what they're doing. They know for a fact, okay, that it's a unified universe, right? I'm just trying to look through here before I can bring anything up. And I'm definitely, we have to stay on subject out here. Everybody knows that. I'm not going, everybody will get 5 minutes to speak on there, whatever they want. But after that, I'm stopping it. I will tell you all right now. I did want to bring up, I wrote this down. I have to finish off what I started here. We did the deck of cards, right? Did the deck of cards. One suit in the deck of cards will rule two suits. The diamond suit, or how about the footing for both the spade and the club? The footing comes in the diamond, right? Think about this. The footing of the diamond is holding the foot of the spade and the club. The spade is a black heart. Are there any more suits, or has one suit been doubled up? Follow me with that again. We have a black spade. When we associate, okay, the spade, sorry, we have a black diamond, and we even have black diamond cheese, that when we associate the spade and the club, ta-da! Ooh, it doesn't go together, eh? See, they don't look at that, eh? Isn't that cuckoo? Look at that. If I did it this way, what would happen? Does this fit together? Wow. Wow, look at that, eh? Right. Let me do it the other way. Wow, that's crazy. I had no idea. Right? I have to understand these cards a little bit more. And you can already see that this one is closer to here than to here. And in the deck of cards, they clip off the corners. So is that because they slide along a rail? Right? Right? I want to show you something. They clip off the corner, right? Corners in the octagon can get clipped off, right? Clipped off the corners, right? They clip off the corners. I'm just trying to think. Oh, yes. Do they clip off? I'm just trying to look at something, right? So nobody has noticed anything yet, right? How about putting in your SIM card in your telephone, right? But this one's a little bit different. This is your HDMI, right? Unless your HDMI is this, here's your HDMI plug-in, right? You either have the 7-1 or the 8-1 with or without the corner coming off. So, yeah, so let me put back these cards again. And that's where the heart comes in. So I really don't need very many suits other than the two black suits. Brown is reserved for number 27. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6. 9 times 8, 9 plus 8. 27 and 17, that number. And I wanted to mention where this was. Purple coming together, industrial sky. Yes, we spoke about the commercial. This is sky. Okay, trail, land. This also means 3. Does it mean 3 lands? Industrial equaling to 3 lands. When I do association, right, one of these can connect to 3 of them. Each one consisting of 3, giving this 3 with 9 that surround it. 3 and 9, the 7th inning stretch. This is how it all works. They all transition between each other. Run like that. See the way the red one is in between? The blue one is in between here. How one runs in, the rivers that run out. What is water? What is land, right? The water and the land. I'm just going to look at this piece over here. Okay, where did I have this piece here? Oh, yes. Okay, but I just got to get a little bit of either water or coffee that I don't have. Anybody want to send me a coffee? I can use a couple of 100 coffees, at least one. If I was the president of... Well, here's a new one I picked up on this week, okay? It has to do with amateur and professional. And where I brought that in was just an association, right? And the association is with the word province because they go pro-vince. So now I can understand. I had trouble looking for something that was in the word pro, something that meant something. So I can use the word for province. Then sometimes now I'm going to associate with convince. And amateur also is for soul. So how does the spirit and soul come together? That when you go from the professionals to the amateurs, what changes? How does your thinking change? This is what I'm coming up with right now, right? So inside this, flower of life, 420. I got flagged on this before. Okay. 4 times 20 equals to 80. 4 plus 20 equals to 24. 24 and 80 equals to 1 and 4. The thing about this is, why do I call it the teacher? Okay. Because number 17Q, and I spoke about this before, which is a reverse of 10J, is the connection of A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. The reverse alphabet is 17. If I had to remove the first 10, we stand on 17. I stand on 17. It's A and B, 1 and 2. Stand on 17. We have 4 times 24 plus 20, 104, 10, 4. This, okay, is the invert of the dice cube. 5 and 5. I don't know if I have it over here. Do I have it? Five and 5 is 10. 6 and 4 is 10. Reverse 3 and 1 is 4. Reverse 2 and 2 is 4. 10, 4, 10, 4, communication, CB codes, BC. Now, when we have 4 and 6, we also have 8. When we have, now the opposite of that, the opposite of 6 and 4, 10 is 3 and 1. So when we have 5 and 3, 8 on one side, okay, we have here, this here goes over here. 6 and 3, 9, 8 and 1, 9. I have 14 and 8 here. And then when I have 5 and 5, 10, I have 4 and 4, that's in the void. When I have 2 and 2, 4, I have 7, 7 in the void. 14 and 8, 14 and 8, 8 and 5, 8 and 5. 8, 5, 5. He. 8 and 5, 13, 8 and 5, 13, 1 and 3 is 4 if you want to look at it that way. Who owns the house? 2772. The life of Christ. The power of one. The power within one. And then we had, where were we with this? Where were we with this? Here's our 1, 2, 3, 4 Capricorn. Here's our 2, 3, 4 Sagittarius. Here's our 1, 2, 3 equaling to 6, right? Here's our 1, 2, 3 equaling to 6. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is your rotation of 69. 23, 23. Do you want to call that our DNA? Right? Look at that. What is this? 7 times 2, 14. 7 plus 2, 9. 9 and 14 equals 23. 9, here's the 9th letter. Here's the 2nd letter. Remember I said 7 times 2 equals 14 goes here. The 7th letter is here. The 2nd letter is here. 7 and 2 is 9. It says win big. This 7 and 9 is your birth. Here's your McDonald's. Roman numeral, Roman numeral, Roman numeral. 1400 or 1600, also equaling to 20. So we brought back this. Abe, A and E inside of B. You know, it's an A, B, C, D, but since A multiplies nothing, it becomes B, C, D. The divided world of B and the E world. George Washington is electric. You either go through the Lincoln Tunnel, right, or the George Tunnel Bridge. The Lincoln Bridge or the George Tunnel. Although it's the George Washington Bridge and the Lincoln Tunnel, there's a connection all the same, okay, underneath the ground. Ampere sound is number 7, meaning there's a passageway within the waterways of the companies, right? Company Aries, again. So that's just what I wanted to mention over here. And this flower of life is because Trinity. Number 3 is like a clock, always connected to yesterday, into today, and into tomorrow, right? It's never leaving yesterday behind. It can't. Your breath, okay? You've already breathed.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
You just the numbers. Oh my gosh, they're just so amazing. How connection to everything that's with the back of the dollar bill and the discovery with Lincoln and 12 and it's just mind blowing. It resonates 100%. You have no idea how
Well,
connected it is.
just look at the bricks themselves. Look at 1776. You know about 1776, or can you tell me something about 1776? I mean, if you want to, I mean, is 1776 connected to the bill?
Yes, on the bottom of the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill, it says 1776 in Roman numerical letters.
Okay, so let's
Well,
see
it
if,
also has some other information. It's got all the Roman numerals, but it has 1776 in it also.
yeah, so I'm just going backwards in some of my stuff looking for something on that.
If you go to Wikipedia, you can look at the dollar bill, the back of it, and zoom into the pyramid, and you'll see the Roman numerals on the bottom of it.
I'd rather show you this.
Wow.
So when you stop at 8, right? There is no 7. There is no 5. There is no 9. No 5, no 7, no 9. No I, no G, no E.
So let me just explain something. So they have the 7 curses of Oak Island. 6 men had passed. The 7th man is no longer with us. The contractor that robbed everything in 2007. And in the horseshoe neighborhood of the MU, and it's a JHB also, is 6 oak plank light posts in memory of those men with a JHB carved into each one of them. And the neighborhood upside down is a JHB, and the JHB is my parents' initials.
Right. So irrelevant to who it's connected to you. That's why you know it, right? That's
Yeah.
the relevance of it coming to you. The JH, I always connected that together, the 10 and 8. I just did a piece on it, 108. It's part of the Trinity.
So the 8th man is me.
The Earth and Mars 76. It might be purposely in few people's spaces to awaken you to something else. Maybe that's why it's very relative to you. Also, things that are harmonic that have gone on for years that we resonate with. They're breaking us apart from this on purpose. According to these numbers, we're going into a new realm. We're really, really stretching it out and moving on. The cobwebs are breaking apart. They have no choice. Okay, they have no choice but to upset the people. Imagine, no matter what, they have but no choice to upset each and every individual. You see, maybe you too, but I'm ahead of this because I've seen this for the last 50 odd years.
They don't make me upset anymore. You could throw a brick wall covered in whatever.
But you
on it.
already went there. So you already changed your thinking. Your dynamics of your life is no longer the same.
Yes, it's completely different now.
So
Amazing.
now you're not with those who have not understood what is going on in this system. That's why I only stick to my numbers, because the only thing I can use is to show the algorithm and the stupidity. But if I start individualizing all the experience and getting deep into it and what's where because of what is irrelevant to the fact is that it is.
Yeah, the past is the past, and we can't change it.
Right. So as long as we know the conglomerate of what's going on. So this was 1776. So when you add up 1 through 8, it equals to 24. When you multiply 74, it equals to 1776. God, Jesus is this number. Communication dividing the cat of 888 is this. It only works with, you see these 4 over here? I don't need the 1 and 2. The 1 and 2 play the role in the rest of these. Okay, the 3, 4, 6, and 8. But I don't need the 4 and I don't need the 3 because they're in our world, the double world, everything is only 6 and 8 right over here. That's where our divided gate, that's between us. We connect the 3 and 4 through the 6 and 8. Our heaven's gate is within us, the 6 and 8. That's 77 of the Christ.
Okay.
Of this one over here. So I wanted to get back onto, you had another number in that 1776. Where was it? Einstein fits into 1776. There was something else in 1776. I shouldn't have gone off of that. I don't have it here. I'm upset that I don't have it here. Wow.
I believe I've merged both sides of my brain like Einstein to become fully Christ consciousness scientifically.
Yeah, it's just crazy, right? But So what's one thing about 1776? I think they go M, right? To show that they did this to the dollar bill on purpose. So they have MDCC L X X V1. So it's going to do this
On the stone. It's on the stone I found.
right here.
The founding stone, the bottom of the stone has the same inscriptions.
Of
Cross.
course, you're going to have that. That's where it is. How can you not?
I
They're
found it
doing all over
300 yards from the
place.
top of the hilltop where everyone's buried below at 12 South Hillside Avenue.
Right, but they're going to have it. I mean, that's what it's there for. That's why it's there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there.
What was supposed to be placed in the 1929 master building cornerstone with United Nations members, but they
Yeah,
tricked
but
them.
then you wouldn't have discovered it.
I know that's what they did. They put the box in there with nothing in it. This is the Oak Island stone.
So this is the way the Roman numerals run. So if you want to find out why maybe they did that to it, okay, we have to understand the dynamics, okay, in the stone. So first of all,
the stone was Jesus' stone.
right. So in the word STO1, so it says one split. It says there was a split when Jesus came, if that's what you want to look at. There was a split at Jesus. It shows it in S and T. Why? Because S and T represents gold. On each side of gold is silver and bronze. Therefore, there was a split. Look at the stone. Therefore, that since the stone had 1776 on it, there was another split in 1776. And when you look at the split in 1776, take a look at these numbers. Does anybody understand any of these numbers?
No, can you explain to me? For entertainment purposes only, of course.
K and E. Yeah, these two letters, but irrelevant. Trump was the election was on the 11th month of the 5th day.
Yeah, and I was ejected out of the basement of the house on May 11th.
May 11th of the 131st day. It's a day of energy. It's a moon day. It's a rotation of cycles on that day. Many cycles, many moons will rotate inside the numbers of the house, regardless of what's going on with the moon. That's the numbers on that day, day 131, cycle.
Because I believe George Washington's spirit has come through to me. Because when I left that home, I went to Long Island to a friend's place to stay, and I went and found all these sites. And every one of them, they said George Washington's tour went through there. And it's like I found everything spiritually. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, how do we induct to know what one thing is spiritually when we can just say, like on a street level, say within my thoughts, based on the algorithm of my life, would brought me my thoughts to thinking this way.
Give you an example. December 7th is the first day I went into the township building and I had a confrontation with the tax assessor. And then on December 14th is when I drilled through the tunnel system after working 4 nights to get through it. And December 14th is the day that George Washington was unalived in 1799.
So why were you drilling through this?
To go down and to see what's below in this tunnel system. It's like 1,000 feet long, where it's where the Union soldiers are with their pirates' treasure that was robbed in 2007.
So you had the rights to go in there and
I kind of had permission, but didn't have permission, because these are kind of some very evil people that own the property. And I, spent 4 nights in the middle of the dark, late at night, digging and drilling for 4 hours. It took me 4 hours to drill through 8 inches of concrete. It's the hardest concrete in the world with a hammer drill, with a 3/4 inch bit.
So doesn't that make a lot of noise?
Well, I was laying over the top of a hole I dug that goes down 3.5 feet, and I had the drill below me covering the hole to cover the sound. It was like a Milwaukee, like the biggest Milwaukee handheld one you can get. Yeah. And I had a 12 amp hour battery that I used almost 2 full battery charges to go through.
And if you wanted to go back there, what would happen?
Well,
if you take anything.
March 10th to bulldoze everything, but I've been on the phone and sending out as many emails because there's black oaks, red oaks, and white oaks to represent the colors of the American flag planted over the top of the hilltop in 3 centuries with Ohio Buckeye chestnut trees planted in the form of a horse to represent New Jersey state animal, the horse, in George Washington's horse.
That's. Can I tell you something? Okay, you hit a button. The horse is very important. Ohio is very important. BRW is also very important.
And in Roxbury, there's a horseshoe lake where there's an imagination station where all the kids can go and play. And when I was a child, I used to go to this meeting house where George Washington and Abraham Lincoln used to go as secret societies, like place up in the middle of the woods on the land of make-believe property.
So you're actually confirming with me by me knowing what's going on through numbers. It's just confirming with me, because otherwise you wouldn't be here if nobody wanted to know of the transition that's going on. Something to do. I don't know how it's working, how they do it. I have no idea, but there's a change going on way beyond anything anybody can comprehend in the system. I saw Bugs Bunny yesterday. It was very funny. Maybe it wasn't Bugs Bunny.
2 days ago, they started coming out with information about the Ark of the Covenant, about remote viewing and finding where it was in some sort of dark place that's wet, and below the hilltop is where it is.
Yeah, well, when you get to wet and stuff, just let me finish this. In this movie, a gentleman went through the ground, and when the person came out of the ground, it didn't come out through the ground, it came out through the sky. So that's the actual right answer. When you go through the ground, because I see that we are on multi levels, sitting on oceans with bridges tilted to a certain angle that makes us look level. The horsepower, you said something else in there. I'm trying to remember what it was.
And they also had Mr. Massey Ferguson, because they used his tractors, I believe, steam-powered combine times to create cement mixing machines back in the 1850s that they used to make these. There's so much concrete they poured.
So now okay. So yes. So we went back to Ohio. We're going, yes, the swamps, the alligator swamps. So alligators, alligator teeth, alligator tools and sprockets. And there's a lot of movement in Ohio. See, because from Ohio, okay, and I don't care where you are right now here, it's going to expand from Ohio. We have to remember there's another point inside. There's also Miami, Ohio. There's also another point in Kansas City running Highway 35 and 70. And in New Jersey, there's a lot of fives, New Jersey, New Hampshire, and all this. And there's a lot of electricity. And when you mention alligators and swamps, right, this is to cool down the system, right? We have to have the swamps. Everything is joining in the swamps, right?
Yeah, the whole valley is a big giant swamp area, basically. And that's where the 107-mile canal system goes right through the actual pyramid on the back of the dollar bill and the roadways of the ley lines.
Where what looks like as a clue that goes through because you can't be concrete about that, otherwise.
No. There is. It's actual. The canal system came right through the center because the original pyramid on top of a pyramid was split by the canal system, and then they removed it and they made it like this rounded road instead of a straight across. It's a little bit rounded to match the Flower of Life. Like in the Flower of Life, when you go into Flower of Life, I think I have a picture on my phone from this guy.
Do you see this?
Yes.
You're telling me a river? You're talking about this dollar bill for a river?
Yeah. Let me just show you that. Here, I'll show you. Don't.
I'm showing you right here.
Picture. I don't want you to get a violation. Just be careful with showing the pictures of dollar.
Well, if I get a violation, let them do what they want to me because.
So I have this. This is what it looks like. Let me just show you exactly. I have a picture of the.
No, but are you talking about this dollar bill?
Yes, that's the one. Yes, because that was written up and approved after 6 attempts in 1782, and it wasn't printed to 1935 by FDR that had an expedition to Oak Island at age 27.
Are you telling me there's a river that goes around it?
There's a river that goes right through the center. Look, here's my picture. You can see it. You see my picture there? There's this brown. If you put me on the
okay, but that's not this picture.
That is the same representation of what that is.
Okay, that's what you believe to be the same representation.
It is the same river because...
Okay, but I don't know how, and the only reason I'm saying this is because, again, for entertainment purposes only,
yes,
in order for it to be exactly and concrete, then there has to be knowledge that has been shared in the newspapers that have said it. This is your interpretation.
Look
and
around the back of the
understanding.
E. The E, when you see the E in 1, there is the canal system with the little arrows going around. It goes through everything. Look on the back of the dollar bill. In 1 and the E, where the 3 pyramids are, around the outside is the canal system that represents the canal system.
I can look at it. I'm trying to see something over here.
And there's a secret M at the bottom. Here, I have the dollar bill picture. I'll show you the back, what I have, the map. Check. It's really amazing how these numbers and everything, for entertainment purposes only, we're playing with a game here with numbers but you can see it here. This is the back of see, when you have it expanded, there's
Right.
3 pyramids. There's a secret letter M with the bottom pyramid, and then you have all the little canal systems going around because that's what moved the treasures inland.
Okay, that E letter, I look at it in so many dimensions. The corridor that's before the E, the I that is with the E, the face max that is with the E,
And the
we're
9
gonna-
boxes that the center pyramid is pointing to. You see the 9 boxes. So there's top pyramid, center pyramid, bottom pyramid. Bottom pyramid has the M. The canal system is with the arrows around the outside, and then there's 9 boxes. Those
Okay,
9
so,
boxes.
so what you see inside the 3 over here, okay, is there's the 2 angles, the two angles, the top side and the bottom side are 2 angles, right? You
Yes.
see like a bridge if you turned it, right? Then now these 3 little dots you can see, you can also call them suns. There's 3
And you
suns.
see how the canal goes right through the center pyramid? It goes right through the top of where the pyramid would be. The lines.
Well, because of
has
what it
water?
looks like on here, it does look like water. At the same time, it's a continuation of possible bricks. I do see that when I see the N letter, right? That angle, that darkened angle. Can everybody see that upside down? It looks like
The M, the M is because the M is the neighborhood that they built that backs up to where the pyramid is. There's a neighborhood they made in the form of an M.
Yeah, one second. It's your interpretation. I'm giving you my interpretation.
Okay.
Okay, my interpretation is the inside of the N has all those lines. You can see the J letter that's inside of it. You can
don't
see
see
the
the J
bricks.
letter.
What's that?
Where's the J?
Inside.
Oh, I
Inside
do
the
see the J now.
yeah. Okay, so
Aha.
that's showing angle. It's showing the angle of the bridge or the passageway or the gateway between this. Do you see it? All these extra lines or shadow marks are all angles, right? So you can see the extra bent angle, the way they're showing, the way the camera would have taken the picture. All these reflections are through the sun. So don't you see the E letter, how it's casting far off on it? So you can see it's also lifted from the ground a bit and tilted.
Yeah, because because when I show you this picture, this is the actual.
Because
Sure.
yeah, N E, yeah, go ahead, let me see.
Let me show you one more second. Let me show. Just pull up. I just want to show you what it looks like in the maps, right? And it shows the canal system that goes through. Okay, so now there's this gray line, this brownish line that kind of goes through.
Okay, but
and-
first I want to see the dollar bill pyramid. Show me what you want to put together.
Well, what it is the dollar bill pyramid is representative of this. This is the Eye of the Phoenix with a pond, and the pond was off-centered closer to the left side, kind of like what you showed on the cards. You remember how the numbers on the cards were not centered?
So therefore, one corner of this is going to have to be cut off. Which corner are you cutting off?
The left side, it says the root 10 over here.
So that means no. If you cut off the left side,
1956. Route
if
10.
you cut, hold
Route 10
on,
on
don't
the
cut
left
off
side, the
any
green
side yet.
roadway.
Which
There's a
side are
green-
you cutting off?
Well, on the left-hand side, it says 10 with a green line going down.
Yes.
That highway there was completed in 1956, 21 years after Franklin D. Roosevelt printed the treasure map.
Wow, that's beautiful. 7 times 3, 7 plus 3. Okay.
And then the other road there that's parallel to it is the original pyramid roadway. And then 46 is the main ley line that is perfectly east and west. And it's very long. And it goes all the way down into Parsippany, where I used to live, where George Washington had a house on the corner and they moved it into my neighborhood.
Okay, so what this is telling me, right? You're telling me you're just, like I said, you're moving back into the same direction again. It's all about energy, and that's just another zone, a plug-in zone. So I'm not sure if you want to be around that area or not.
No,
Um,
it's okay because there's all these ancient burials with all the crystal
it's everything is changing. Remember, you have to think the mode you think when you walk into a game, right? In the game, right?
Yes.
You have to know what the game mode is. And this game mode, right? Are we changing it from professional to amateur or amateur to professional thinking, right? Where everything now is a business move, even up to your own professional of, the business people, what they do, they go to the spa and they go to the sauna and they go to the pool. So in this, it's about spirituality for those who know the difference. And you
Yeah, and
pick
that's
up
why
and
I'm trying to piece it all together in the writings to link everything up with the
but don't
number.
lose yourself because it's what's going on with the system. If you're trying to save it, then you know what can't be saved can't be saved no matter how hard we try. But the more
Exactly. I don't worry about it anymore, right?
But the
Because
way
what's
but
going
if
to
we
happen is
try
gonna
in the right way, if we try in the right way and put it on the shelf, then it's telling the system. Because I believe, just like your computer, when your computer heats up and your computer heats up and your computer heats up, or you overcharge your battery and you're overcharged, it doesn't work. We're living in the same system, except we have two call-ins for the system. One is the call-in at the end of life, and the other is call in for the same complete system when everybody alive is crying to the system, help us. They can't do it anymore. They can't shift. They're squeezed in here. There's no more place to put any more cars in this parking lot. It's time to come in and help those who are here, right? For the children, because we're all the children. Doesn't matter what your age is.
and if you add 4 plus 6, it's 10, and then you got root 10, so you got a 10 and a 10. My birthday's 10. I found the stone behind number 10, right?
So it means you're aligned.
Yes, aligned is right.
You're aligned, but you're aligned. I'm just trying to see something. I don't know. When does it mean I want everybody to jump on my boat? What do we do? I think like right now, I don't know who's jumping on my boat, being here 20 years. As long as everybody can pick up something, use it in their own area. I'm trying to convey that this is
That's what they used on the canal system to move the treasures, boats.
right. Okay, treasures and boats, treasure.
They used the canal system. The original canal systems was from the Raritan River, and then they had those canal systems coming in the back way. And then not till 1825 to 1832 did they refurbish that 107-mile canal system and said they built it and they got it fully functional again.
Okay, so now the treasures and all this is if you listen to that story, because I'm going to be ending it like in 5 minutes, right?
Sure.
The thing when you mentioned the treasures, all of a sudden you reminded me of the moon. When you said they're starting to move it through the canal, I started to think of the moon and the sun. When I thought of the moon and the sun, I thought of the turtle. I thought about the 28 and the 13 that is on side the turtle, which reminded me of the 616313 cycle that we run, right?
Yeah, because the Mooney Mountain is where he had originally stored the king's treasures, and it was moved to the bottom pyramid of the back of the dollar bill later on when they had to put the canal in. And because they used a converted, like it was an original water turbine tower of crystal vault that's 40 feet below the ground, that I believe they used that to store the treasures in the 1700s, early 1700s. And then in the early 1825, they moved them again to below the hilltop, and then they put the canal in.
1825, R and Y, 43 coming together. So I'm going to say Merry Christmas on this day because we're going to be ending it. My back is sore. I'm probably going to come back later. Just know that whole area there is a processing area. It's a marshland. Marsh is S and H will come together at the end of the word. So that's number 27. There's a lot of information. It's prime cycle. Number 27 is a huge number, huge. It runs in a rotation. It's a constant rotation. So like I said, they're taking apart a cobweb. They're taking apart an energy, and they will go through anything. So do it your best. Just know that you spread the knowledge out there. They're taking it apart. You don't have to go so deep into it. Otherwise, I know you're on a page and people do care about it, associate all these people together because yes, I'm telling you right now, there's a strong source in this area. In fact, I'd like to tell you that many cities are built on marshlands, and many cities have points of reference. And when they set up this G5 that's going on now, to know that the system works on 500 feet, which means at least every 500 feet, you must have another transmitter. So they're constant. And you can break apart all these by understanding how the system works. Another thing is, for all those who do their shopping all at the wrong place, choose before you pick. Speak to everybody later. I'm just a little bit tired. I'd love to stay here
I
till
want to
1,000.
show you one more picture real quick. Just take a look at this one. Just look at
Okay,
this
you
one.
got 1 minute because,
Just show this one
okay, let
picture.
me
I
just
found
give
this on
you a
the
minute
live
over here.
one.
Yeah, this is where the fox and the wolf comes in, right?
There you go. There it is, brother. The tree of life, the
Yeah.
pyramid in the center with the rounded roadway.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Well, I mean, obviously you're going to find, because it's a mechanical world. They have to build it this way. They have no choice. In the old system, they're all following the old ways. Right now, what they're doing, okay, is they have. Oh, right now, what they are doing is they're moving back to another system. Just trying to remember. Yes, they put in all these roundabouts on all these roads now, right? Because they need to go back to the roundabout system. They're doing
That was what was on top of the pyramid they installed in 1956. The Ledgewood Circle that sat on top of the pyramid on top of the pyramid.
Well, if you take a good look into that, the most important part of the pyramid in this right over here, okay, is that cube that shows the corner. I'm not
And it's
sure who. What?
Number 9 at the top was the pyramid. The circle at the top is the exact same thing. There was a roundabout. It was called the Ledgewood Circle, and there was a beech nut tree in the middle of it.
So what's happening at number 6? Or no, sorry, what's happening at the top 9 versus the bottom 9?
Well, the 9 is where this circle used to be on top of the pyramid. On top of the pyramid, can you see the pyramid on top of the pyramid here? And that's right in the center of the.
Do you know what I'm going to tell you what I see? The red line, right? The red heavy line is showing my dimensional cuts in the center of the square, showing me a half split. The blue line is showing me the other one. When you're finished looking at this, you're actually going to see the NASA sign out of this, if you can really focus properly. And showing the flower of life is also, you can see the representation that in between the connection of 3 of these circles, right? 3 of these circles can actually connect to 3 of these circles. I don't know why it's done this way. Why is there no circle between 1, 1, and 2? You can put a circle there.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a map that he drew up or whatever he.
Right. So they took it out for this reason. But there's other things to do. You can also question yourself. Can we collapse the circle in the center? Is one of the questions. But instead of collapsing the circle in the center, understand we can also put 4 circles together, although it won't say the same thing. The association of 4 circles, okay, is going to create a star. The association of 3 circles is going to create bullhorn, Taurus, or a triordial place.
And that's what's on the back of the dollar bill. Where on the above the eagle, I guess it is. There's 13 stars, and it makes the David star also.
Yeah, 6 ones. The heart of 12, 13 doesn't exist. For me, 13 doesn't exist other than within inside yourself, connecting the 616 together inside the system. Because that's what it's showing me. It's showing me in Trinity, but there's other ways to do it. I don't need 616. Right? I can use 535 and then tell that story. But the basis of the 6 points and the 1 point for the touchdown and the universal connection is basically right here. You're the corner, the trinity of the star of life. 8 corners to who you are for the 24-hour day. I'm going to come back a little bit later. Thank you very much. Help support the channel, please.
Gratitude to you, brother.
And we've got a lot of power out there. Don't stop, because whatever it is, it's just know that there's a lot of connections, and they're doing this all over the world right now. So you're not alone.
And even the star, when you zoom down into Washington, D.C., it's in the roadways because that was originally there. And there's a gondola river that goes underneath of Washington, D.C.
Right. But we're going to find that in New York City, especially if you take an angle, right? If you start running angles through all the bridges that run into New York. I got banned on 2 videos I posted on New York. So I know it. It's not only where you are. That's why I'm mentioning that to you.
Okay. Well, thank you. And for
You're
entertainment
welcome. You're
purposes
welcome.
only,
'Cause
as always,
I-
I have a wonderful time discussing games and symbols and
yeah, because you know what, where I am right now. I saw them putting on the exit slabs of cement on every single exit. They've been working on the highway going the main artery for the last 4 years.
And guess what? The main highway that comes through all the way from New York all the way to California is all shut down right where this is, right down the road, because they have all the collapsing highway and they had it fixed. It started in mid-December and they thought they had it all fixed. And on my birthday, on February 10th, they opened up again. And since then, they've had the highway closed down. Now it's closed down both directions because there's massive sinkholes of all the giants caves and burials that are opening up under the highway.
And okay, so you've seen this yet? You don't have any pictures, by the way, do you?
Yeah, just go online and look up I-80 Wharton, New Jersey, because Wharton, New Jersey used to be part of Roxbury Township. It's right, Sakasana. The original Roxbury Township, the area was purchased in 1708 by the Knights Templars, and in December 24th, 1740, they founded Roxbury Township that now comprises of 104 townships across northern New Jersey.
So isn't that crazy the way somebody owns a town?
Yeah, John Rogers, he was in prison for 4 years. In the
No,
late
but who
60s.
owns the town in New Jersey? Who owns the town? Does somebody really own a town?
Well, it was supposed to be owned by the people.
No, but right now, no, I know that. Do people think, well, I already know the whole story, so it's just like a rhetorical, really statement or something, you know?
Okay.
I'm saying that on purpose, but anyways, can I tell you something? I don't want to get into, that's why I stick to my numbers. You know why? I only can wake up.
This.
I only can learn so much. I already have my beliefs. I already know how I have to choose. I only know I'm only one person. So I want to dance into the,
because you've helped me and you're helping others understand the numbers, and it's really amazing. Thank you.
we have to dance into it mentally, physically, logically, emotionally, spiritually. We have to dance into the future that's coming. It'll be over soon. It'll be over soon. Speak to you all. I'll be back again.
Okay.
I'll be back again.